Woke came to Hollywood and in less than a decade utterly broke it. It's been going on since about 2016 proper, folks. Now Sony says they're moving primarily to artificial intelligence, if you can believe it. And does Hollywood freak out in return? Do they say, "Oh no, what can this be? We're being cut out of our movies"? No, they demand that global warming be in more of the films. Because reasons. Hello folks, welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we endeavor to explain entertainment, keep you ahead of the culture curve, and sometimes that means taking on very big ideas. Today is one of those days, and today, folks, we are stunned at some of the most recent world events. Now, we're not talking about Star Wars and the fact that none of the actors and the acolytes seem to have ever watched a Star Wars movie before in their life. We'll talk about that during the special edition of the Pro Show coming out tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, if you are watching this video on the day of its arrival. No, we're talking about how things have utterly changed in the country, but that's just the beginning. Now, folks, we're not political, and we're not going to get political here, so don't worry, don't fret, not yet. And click the like button as we dive in today. No, what I'm talking about, folks, is that whether or not we want to be political, whether or not we're interested in politics, there was a seismic shift yesterday. And so perhaps the majority of the country, considering conservatives and moderates, they now have a new view of what is going on in their nation. And for some of them, they feel that they had their version of Pearl Harbor yesterday. And there's another segment of the country, perhaps in the minority, perhaps not. Who knows, right? Who knows? But there's another segment that they're gleeful and they're sort of in a state of ecstasy right now. Both sides are farther apart than ever before, and that was exacerbated yesterday. Now, why does that matter for an entertainment channel? Well, folks, it matters because we're watching the market do the same thing. And what happened yesterday, despite the fact that I might want to just cover entertainment, it will have an intrinsically and indelibly major impact on the way entertainment is delivered and received for years to come. You think I'm joking? Well, let me show you this. This is out of the Hollywood Reporter. It's by Winston Cho, and it says Sony Pictures to use AI to produce movies and shows in more efficient ways. We're going to come back to this in just a moment. I want you to know where we're coming back to in just a moment, but I'm going to show you how woke Hollywood is destroying itself. And folks, it's because the market has bifurcated, right? So just like we see in politics, so too is the dissemination of entertainment. The Hollywood studios are so far in a particular direction that they no longer resonate, connect. Nay, I say that when they try to reach out to audiences in the Midwest, and when they try to reach out to audiences in the Rust Belt, when they try to reach out to audiences in Appalachia or the South or Florida, for crying out loud, what's happening here is that they vehemently despise the people who live there. At least many of them. The successful movie stars still don't do that. Chris Pratt, Jack Black, they're kind, they're good, they're open to anyone. But look at this. This is out of Breitbart. It's by John Nolte. It says, experts demand even more global warming alarmism in movies. Now, why are we reading this from Breitbart? Well, because nobody else will cover it. But this is so important for you to see. The box office is down 42% over the last pre-pandemic year in 2019. Folks, how much have movie ticket prices increased? And yet still the total amount is down 42%. That is like a 60% minimum audience drop. What else do you want to call this except catastrophic if 60% of your audience is gone? What is that? And Hollywood did it to themselves by going woke. 60% of your audience doesn't trust you to bring their children to your theaters anymore. 60% of your audience no longer consumes your product. You're at the precipice of doom. Perhaps you already are. But what are they up to? With 42% decline, despite inflation, which is a 60% audience decrease minimum, instead of freaking out and realizing that they need to do everything in their power to save their skin so they don't lose their mansions, they're demanding global warming be more prevalent in the films because the woke just keep going and going. You think they're done because they destroyed Splash Mountain? Think again. They'll find a new attraction to destroy. You think they're done when they destroy the legacy of Walt? Think again. They'll go after someone else. There is no target that is the last, that is the ultimate. They keep moving forward at the desecration of their own industry. Take a look at this. It says fewer than 10%. This is talking about a climate change expert firm. Fewer than 10% of the 250 films passed a climate reality check test. And climate change was mentioned in 2 or more scenes of fewer than 4% of the films. That's out of touch with the movie-going public that wants to see their reality reflected on the screen, said Colby College English professor Matthew Schneider-Meyerson, lead researcher on the study, from a van in the parking lot of Colby College, wherever that might be. The top line is just the vast majority of films, popular films produced over the last 10 years in the United States, are not portraying the world as it is. They are portraying a world that is now history or fantasy, a world in which climate change is not happening. Good grief. This is the problem, folks. If this kind of a person can be a professor and a lead researcher on something, those words have no meaning anymore. This is exactly, though, and Nolte's right about this, this is exactly what we saw GLAAD do. And so here we go, round 2, 4, 7, 12, 53, whatever round it might be. They're going to do this again. They're going to trot this out again. And it's every pet project, everything they want to have propagandized. They'll keep doing this. Now, let's go back to the Hollywood Reporter. Let's make it make sense. Why did I show this at the beginning? Sony Pictures to use AI to produce movies and shows in more efficient ways. Sony is ready to say goodbye to Hollywood. That's what this title means. Other studios are going to follow. You think it's any surprise that Moana 2 is being made in Vancouver instead of Southern California? The comments from CEO Tony Vinciquerra were made in the midst of ongoing negotiations between Hollywood's major crew union and top studios. Sony Pictures is embracing generative artificial intelligence to cut costs. Chief Executive Tony Vinciquerra at an investor conference in Japan said on Thursday that the company is very focused on AI and mobilizing to adopt the technology into the movie-making process to streamline production. That's what the strikes were about last year, folks. That's why there might be more strikes again. We'll be looking at ways to use AI to produce films for theaters and television in more efficient ways using AI. And here's the key phrase, primarily. Using AI primarily. What's it mean? It means that in the midst of all this chaos and craziness, this insanity and zanity, Hollywood has killed itself. Hollywood has decimated its ability to reach out to consumers, and now it's going to go to the robots instead. And I'm here to tell you, folks, the quicker that you are able to also take part in this and be a part of this and fashion entertainment into what you want it to be, the better off we will all be, because this is the dawning of a new era. And the market has never been so vastly different, with a chasm between the demographics. If you see the world in a blue way or a red way, it utterly changes the way in which you want to consume entertainment. And that means that there is a massive group of people out there who are hungry for a type of entertainment that is not being provided largely. On occasion, they get Top Gun Maverick. On occasion, they get Spider-Man No Way Home. And when that happens, they go roaring to the box office and the movie theaters. Folks, I'd like to inspire you, whatever you might have thought about yesterday and the implications of it, whatever you might think about what's coming up in November, I'm not here to tell you what to believe. This is a channel for everyone. Everyone who has common sense and believes in actual truth. Join in on this. So I'm not here to tell you what to believe politically. What I am here to do is tell you that from an entertainment standpoint, Hollywood has gone so far off the crazy land, they've hit so far deep into Nutville that they can't produce anything anymore. They've destroyed their own industry to the point it's up to you. And you're about to have tools that are so powerful, unimaginably powerful. You are. Yes, you. And if you want to bring forth entertainment and to make your dreams come true, now is the time. Now is the time. Be prepared in the next year to have those tools given potentially to you. And we'll watch as the corporations now navigate away from California. Mark my words, entertainment will move away from California. Folks, it's because no industry can be survived and sustained in a anti-meritorious vein. Nothing can continue forward when there are folks out there who despise success and who feel with contempt a desire to destroy everything that was grand. That cannot stand. And corporations, they'll leave, just like some of these grocery stores and convenience stores are leaving particular areas where they're robbed at every moment. So too will the corporations leave Southern California, where they're being robbed every time a woke film is released, and every time they are beholden to put something out according to union rules that force them to hire people that they do not want to have hired because they have no interest in them. There will be companies like Disney that continue to embrace that. But Disney and those other companies will become dinosaurs quickly. You folks, you are bringing forth the next era in entertainment. Mark my words, it's on the way. All right, folks, it's short, it's brief, but that's because we've got a special edition of the Pro Show coming up tonight. And you want to be there, all right? We'll see you there, 9 p.m. Eastern. Hope you will join us. We're talking about Star Wars. There's so much news there, we can't even cover it all. We'll see you then. In the meantime, like, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on all of this. Maybe you want more global warming in your movies. Maybe this is the time to really just propagandize. Who knows? Folks, wherever you are, though, and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing. And this time, you keep making fun.
Wilton, what are you doing?
Well, word on the street is the culture war has officially made it to the doorstep of that park place. And I realize Jonas has no one there who loves him. So I thought I should go and protect them.
Yeah, okay. You know that's not, how you do this, right?
Do what? Fight? Don't worry, Floral. I will not be intimidated by a criminal threat.
Threat? Wilton, don't be ridiculous.
What does it matter to me? I have only one life to lose.
I mean, I totally expected you to die walking into traffic, but,
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Okay, just stop. This is just nonsense. You already have one of the easiest and most effective tools and weapons at your fingertips.
My axe?
No. The truth. Stay smart and ready to tell and share the truth by keeping up to date with WDW Pro, That Park Place, as well as Valiant Renegade.
And Jonas? I mean, he does things with Vash, and that's not very reassuring. That's like putting two helpless chipmunks into a piranha pond.
That's neither true nor accurate. Unlike the team from That Park Place.
Sue me.
Ugh.